We have breaking news. The White House is now turning to the Supreme Court to get a sign-off, approval of enforcement of the Biden vaccine mandate for hospital workers who work at hospitals that get Medicare and Medicaid funding. Let's welcome to the show Congresswoman Mariannette Miller-Meeks. Your reaction to that? Now they're playing hardball. They're going right to the Supreme Court on this. What do you say?
You know, I think it's absurd. You already have the courts have already put a stay and have ruled that it's unconstitutional for the vaccine mandate for private businesses. And, you know, we already know that there's a labor shortage, there's a supply chain shortage, and now you're going to have workers who are forced to leave their jobs because of the vaccine mandate. So, and you're correct, for healthcare providers, it's under CMS, and for the private businesses, it was under OSHA. But the OSHA mandate was ruled unconstitutional.
So, yeah, and what they're doing is they effectively took a Fifth Circuit appeals court ruling just recently that revived the vax mandate for healthcare workers at hospitals that get Medicare and Medicaid funding. So that slim victory, they jumped right on it and went to the Supreme Court. So this shows how aggressive the White House is going to be on the Biden vaccine mandate. When healthcare workers are getting fired, there's labor shortages for frontline workers on this. I mean, how do you think this is going to play out with the voter?
I think that this is going to have tremendous repercussions with the election next year. And think about it. Healthcare workers all throughout the pandemic put themselves at risk. They were in, an environment where they were highly contagious, highly exposed, great exposure, and they were concerned about bringing virus home to their families. So they put themselves at peril in order to take care of people. And now our response to that is, well, it was great that you took care of people throughout the pandemic with no vaccine, but now that there's a vaccine, if you don't get vaccinated, you can leave your job. So I think it's unconscionable what the Biden administration is doing. I think they should understand what happened through the courts with the vaccine mandate through OSHA. And I think this is going to be the same thing, that this vaccine mandate will be ruled unconstitutional even through CMS.
The thing is, the vaccine does work in stopping severe disease. Vaccinations are successful. They're a good thing. They work. It's sort of like we need to have a hearing and just to hear what the hospital workers are saying and why they're opposed to it. So, but doing top-down bullying, I mean, people just get really upset with that. You know what I mean? At the federal level, when this again and again, the Supreme Court said it's left the power to the states to do it. I want to move on to this. American Airlines and Southwest CEOs questioned the need for masks on airplanes. They say you don't need to wear them. We have HEPA filters that are very powerful to just to limit the exposure to COVID. Let's listen to the soundbite. Watch.
The statistics I recall is 99.97% of airborne pathogens are captured by the HEPA filtering system, and it's turned over every 2 or 3 minutes. Yeah, I think the case is very strong that masks don't add much, if anything, in the air cabin environment. It's very safe and very high quality compared to any other indoor setting.
But instead of listening to him, right, instead of hearing out the facts, they're getting blowback on that. Your response?
I was surprised that they came forward and said what many of us know is factual, that the ventilation system in the airplane is very highly effective, that there have not been cases with contact tracing that came back to exposure or contagion from air travel. And so I was surprised when they continued the mask mandate on airlines. I think it's time to revisit that. If individuals want to wear a mask on on a plane, they should feel free to do so. They should determine what their level of risk and what their level of comfort is. I'm fully vaccinated. I vaccinated people in all 24 counties in my congressional district. I recommend people to get vaccinated, but I am wholly against the vaccine mandate. I think that there will be tremendous blowback in the next election cycle, and I really praise these airline CEOs from coming forward and saying, we don't need a mask mandate on airplanes because the ventilation system is far superior. And remember, one of the reasons that we couldn't reopen schools was because they wanted to upgrade the ventilation systems. So you have upgraded ventilation systems, you have excellent ventilation systems in planes, And I think it's time to eliminate the mask mandate on planes and let people wear a mask if they choose to do so.
Congresswoman Mariannette